Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order and announce the meeting is by Zoom. Um, the Water Commissioners meeting of February 12th, 2024 at 7 p.m. is now open, being held on Zoom and being made available via YouTube. On March 29th, 2023, Governor Healy signed into law a supplemental budget bill, which, among other things, extends the temporary provisions pertaining to the open meeting law to March 31st, 2025. Specifically, this further extension allows public bodies to continue holding meetings remotely without a quorum of the public body physically present at the meeting location, and to provide adequate alternative access to remote meetings. The language does not make any substantive changes to the open meeting law other than extending the expiration date of the temporary provisions regarding remote meetings from March 31st, 2023 to March 31st, 2025. Roll call of members present. Todd Melanson, aye.
Madela, aye.
A.B. John, Superintendent, present.
Chad Sexton Duranian, Liaison to Selectmen.
Okay. I didn't see anybody else in the window. I don't have any chairman's additions or deletions. Nate, did you get to read the minutes?
No, I started reading them.
I had one change to it.
What change?
So after you had mentioned about the patches being, the citizen mentioned the patches being in trouble and asked that any future work be done at a higher quality is what the notes say. And by my recollection, I remember Dave responding that the road patches were done to get us through the winter, basically, and that the final paves would be coming this spring, and they would be done in accordance with the road works. That the patches would get us through the winter, and the type of weather we had made tough work on those patches themselves. But that the final paves would be coming this spring, if I remember right.
What section is this that you're?
6.2 towards the end. Under superintendent's updates and reports, it was down the end. I asked for an update on paving and road work being done.
I don't think it wasn't a citizen that said that. I had driven down the road and I said, "Wow, this is really terrible." And I know that it was after some pretty heavy rain that I had been on there. But what I said and what the point I wanted to make was that anytime there is a temporary patch that's going to be, for weeks, it should be done to the highest quality as to not damage people's vehicles or cause any problems like that. Excess noise to the residents. Just
the only problem
it's worth noting.
No, but the only problem with that is the patches are temporary, and it's usually something called like cold patch or a binder. It's not the finish, so there's not really. It's hard to make it a better, better quality until you repave the whole room. It's only a get you by until you can actually physically do the final pave. But I think that's what Dave answered. So
yeah, one thing they have to do, they still have to maintain it through the whole process.
Yep.
And I've been on them. As soon as I found out, I got on them, and they went out and did some repairs.
All right. Well, that's fine. All right. That was my only comment on the minutes. But if we want to leave them as is, I'm fine.
I was that was not a citizen that approached me by that about that. That was
Okay,
my
so why don't we cross that
observation.
out?
Just
Why don't
so
we just say
we're
NM?
clear.
Why don't we just do NM brought up about patches being rough and asked in any future work that they be done to a higher quality or maintained. And that would be a change I would make. You all right with that, Nate?
I am.
All right.
And a little note on that: if you hear from anyone that there's something going on with that road, please tell me right away so I can get on them to keep maintaining it.
Yep. That's noted, Dave. But we're just making a motion on the meeting. So Nate, if you want to make a motion that as amended, we accept as amended, then I'm good to go with them.
Okay, I move to accept the meeting minutes as amended in the Water Commissioners meeting of 2/12 for the minutes of January 29th, 2024.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call vote. Todd Melanson, aye.
Nathan Matala, aye.
Motion's made and approved. I did not see 1.6 public comments. I didn't see any attached. And let's see, there appointments doesn't seem to be any. 3.1, discuss and review rules and regulations. Did you get to go over any of those, Nate, or anything? Or
I have not had a chance to read these. I also wanted, like I said last meeting, I wanted to take my copy or a copy without these amendments, and I wanted to read through both of them before doing this. And
Okay.
notes. But so far, what I've read, I did read a few things. It looks good.
All right.
But I
Nate,
do want
give me
to
1 second. I need to plug up my computer battery. Give me 2 seconds. Technology is wonderful.
Until
Sorry
it
about
doesn't
that,
work.
everyone. True. Sorry about that, everyone. I apologize. So we will table these again until you can get them as you want, Nate.
I also want to go through documentation I have and anything that I get from the TAs, the town. Actually, you know what? Someone reached out and said something about a archive library, but I don't know if that would be, it's very possible that they would have been, they could have been filed away, but I'm not familiar with that. So, Mr. Liaison, do you know about some sort of
that's in his
archive?
I think he's got that listed in his section, Nate.
Can we table the 3.1 and then we can move on?
Yeah. Hold on
Yeah,
one
let's-
second, though, because I got.
You're blurry.
Yeah, I know.
Move your hand to the camera. Put your hand towards the camera, like really close, and then back it away. Maybe. Okay.
No, I think
Let's
it's plugging
give it a
the
shot.
battery in. Yeah, I know. I think plugging in the battery messed me up. Do you want me to drop off and come back in?
Can you just can you shut off your camera and turn it back on?
Sure, I'll try that.
No.
Well, we know you're there.
It's good. It's good.
We know it's you.
All right. Well, I
Because all the
apologize.
glasses now.
Thanks. Hold on. All right. So let's see. So we're going to table 3.1. 4.1, I don't have any reports. Nate, do you? Other than waiting on the liaison, which is the answer to a lot of our, at least my questions, and I believe yours.
I have no updates other than I did not reach out to the TA.
Okay.
Yet I have not looked at this documentation. I have not gone through my physical documents. I've been inundated with other paperwork.
Good enough. So we will go to Mr. Chaz Sexton Duranian, liaison updates, reports, please.
Thank you, Sir Chair. 5.1 breakdown of cross charges. We are getting a request from all of the departments for cross charges. There was, in effect, with our former TA, a standard formula, which I don't think was a formula. I think it was just a percentage, and everybody get charged the same amount, which is not how we did it when we brought Eric on with about a year and a half. We have gone through. So we are in the process, or the accountant is in the process of breaking down exactly what the cross charges will be per department. And then once I have those final figures, I'll let you guys know. I know that you're using this for your budget, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a deviation than what David already presented to you guys. But once I do have that, I'll send it out to you, Todd, and then you can disperse it how you feel is necessary.
Good enough.
All right.
Or even if you want to give it to the office and have it send it to me and Nate, that'd be fine.
Yep, I can do that. The next one, 5.2, the roles of the commissioners regarding employees' issues. I just wanted to pass on what I was asked to do. Any kind of employee issue has to go directly to the TA. Commissioners and boards, I mean, on my board, if there's any employee issues, I give it right to the town administrator. And or you can bring them directly to the HR manager, and that would be Callie in the office, and they would handle it there. We have to be very careful when saying anything in regards to employee issues in an open meeting. The main thing is that their collective bargaining that we have, and currently we are in mediation for collective bargaining for a couple of the unions still. So it's just not something that you would or should be talking about in open session. I know that any issue that does happen, if it does happen in the department, it would go to whoever the superior would be. Then that would be Dave, would need to handle it. If there is superintendent, if the superintendent or department head, if the person feels that it hasn't been taken care of, then it needs to go to either the TA or to the HR. If it is something of major concern, I would say defer to it to the HR manager, and then they would in turn guide the individual on what the next steps would be. And the last thing, 5.3, we have looked, Nate, on pretty much any area that we would know of that would have any document storage, which at Town Hall, I don't know if you've seen the Selectman's office lately, but it's just inundated with file cabinets and paper. Anything that's stored in there has to do with any of the Selectmen stuff. There is also an employee area that's upstairs that is a storage for other documents. I know I was in there looking myself, and I did not see anything within Town Hall that had anything to do with the water department. and in talking with the town administrator and talking with the administrative assistant, there's nothing in the town administrator office that has anything to do with the water department outside of the normal, water department communications and stuff. So as far as what you were asking for policies and procedures, I don't really see anything that I've come across that has any. Having said that, there is a timetable, and this is why in the last meeting I wanted to probably have a discussion offline with you, Nate, because I'm kind of looking for a time frame involved in it. There are some paperwork that was filed in regards to some legal matters between the water department and the board of selectmen at that particular time or in a particular time frame. And if it is anything within that time frame that was filed, then I probably can look there to narrow it down. But those are the only real places or possible places for any policies and procedures that the water department had.
Okay.
Does that narrow it down for you?
It does. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Did you look for physical? You're looking for physical paperwork?
Yep.
And what about as far as digital?
Anything digital would have been stored on the town's common drive. And in the common drive, I can ask and try to retrieve any digital stuff that was in there. But the thing that I don't think the water department was tied into the enterprise system, which is what we have now in town hall. And then when was it that you guys had your digital, where you were switched over? Do you remember?
So I think I might be able to help with this because I don't think we're looking for anything that was transmissed from the water department to the town. This would have been taken from the previous TA or IT department, and then I assume physically brought to the town hall, and then done what with? I don't know whether it was uploaded to a computer terminal, or just stored. But I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, to answer your question, no, there was no digitization of any documentation in town hall. That's what we're going through now to set up. Number one. Number two is the way the old system was they had a main town server. So any document that was written in a particular department, they had their department shared drive on that server. So if they did a Word document, for instance, at the water department and they stored it in the water department drive, then it would be in there. But we would need to know what search parameters to look for and do an archive search on it. If there was any communications between the town administrator and the water department, I mean, I don't know if we have the capability of going back at that particular time. I know that since we've had Guardian in for town hall, I can tell you, yes, I can pull any email you need to know from the time Guardian started. But previous to that, I don't know if the technology was there for them to be able to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it would be. I think we should have a conversation about parameters because I don't think anything would have been transmitted via email. It's possible, but I'm thinking. I don't know what the procedure was. I don't know. I want to say our IT might have been someone named Bossum, but I'm not sure who it is now. Mm-hmm. If it would have been uploaded via cloud, or if they went in to take, that's what we heard is there was stuff removed digitally, and there was physical documents removed. I don't know how that digital part would have transpired. So whether it was a thumb drive through the cloud wirelessly, so I don't know.
No, it
wasn't the cloud, because when I got here there was no setup for the cloud and stuff like that. The only thumb drive I can remember was the one that was in the SCADA computer, and it was a like a Wi-Fi extender or a Bluetooth device, and it actually made our skater visible to everyone. It was that's kind of why we went with White Mountain when we did, and kind of with what the state and federal government was saying about water, cybersecurity, was to silo yourself as much as possible. That's the only thing that I remember. Beyond that, I can't speak to much else than that, Nate, but I know we didn't have the advanced capabilities like the cloud or anything sort of like that at the time.
Right.
At
I
least
don't
when
know that it was done one way or another. I'm just listing possibilities. So if there's
No,
somebody that knew how they operate, like how the IT department was operating back then, they might be of a help more than myself. I just don't know.
Good enough.
Since I've been selectman, I've been doing all the IT. So if you want to know who replaced Bossum, that would be me, and Guardian. Those are the two that have done there. The only thing that what I wanted to ask you before I went ahead and did it is the way the file structure was set up is on the old server. It would have everything had a drive, and it would be the water department, the clerk, the whoever. So anybody in that particular department would store any document onto that drive. And what I can do is I could see if I can access what the water department drive was before Guardian got there, because I had Guardian back up the entire server before we did any work.
All right.
So I can see what that drive is. I'll have them open that up to me so I can take a look at it, and then we can, I can sit down with you and we can go over with my laptop what's in there.
That's really awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Anything?
That's all I
Nate,
got.
anything else? All right.
Good.
All right. Moving on to 6.1, Superintendent's Update and Reports, 6.1. Nate, excuse me. Dave, take it away, please.
All right. So filters are permitted for movement from Pennsylvania. They're leaving on Monday the 19th, and they should arrive sometime on Wednesday. Now, originally it was supposed to be at night, but they think it may come during the day. The crane will be there on Thursday, and everything will be put into the building on Thursday during the day. So plumbing continues to progress, as well as the HVAC system inside the building, because all the interior walls are up. And we now have a shower. Waterproofing is being done, and the next phase in the next month will be the exterior block. The next meeting for the SRF is the 29th of February. Meters are now over 40% complete. And because it's also the lead service line inventory, we should be at 100% in October of 2029, which is the time that the state recommends that it should be completed, which is 5 years.
It was April, and then the federal is October, correct?
Right. It's October 2029, which is the deadline for the lead service line. Well, it's the recommended finish, and there's a hard deadline after that. But we should be, by going from 210 a year to 230, we should meet that with no problem whatsoever.
I know when you say 100%, you talking 100% known or
100% known. There is no lead
Okay.
service lines.
oh,
We just
okay.
have to prove it.
No, I know that. I'm just saying that I just wanted to make sure that that it wasn't just that the survey would be 100% done. We would be 100% known. That's all.
Yeah, it'll be 100% done in October 2029, and it'll be 100% of no lead.
Dave, when are they going to reopen the roads to finish the work and then do the final paves?
Well, you have to wait at least 90 days for that's the state standard.
Yep.
So it won't be till sometime in May,
April?
June,
Oh, okay.
because they have to do. They're going to do the whole thing.
All right.
The contract ends in May of 2024, so they have to finish the rest of South Row and Emery.
Do they need? Well, do they need to finish putting the line in too first, or is that done?
No, the line. That's what they have to finish the line.
All right. All righty.
We picked up the gate exerciser last week, and it is now garaged. And I finished the insurance today, and Wednesday will, since the state offices are closed tomorrow, I can't register the vehicles till Wednesday,
Okay.
which is also the backhoe, because the backhoe came in also.
Okay. How did you? Would they give you a temporary plate to transport, Dave?
It was a trailer, so we have plates for a trailer.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't have anything. Nate, do you?
No, I don't.
All right. Good enough. 7.1. Schedule next Board of Water Commissioners meeting. Hold on. So we would be looking at March
You wanna do the-
11th.
March 11th or the 4th?
Is this supposed to be the first Monday or the second?
Second,
Well, so typically it's every second Monday. So we kind of switched up our schedule. We had another meeting. What was it?
Yeah,
on the
it was to
29th?
catch. Yeah, it was to catch us up because we had the drop, but
So 4 weeks would be the 4th.
from today.
that's not correct. That's 3 weeks.
No, it's 3 weeks. 11th is 4 weeks.
So that we're going to have this whole week, next week, the week after. Oh yeah, you're right. It would be not including that week. You're right.
So the 11th.
Yep.
All right, I'm good with that. All right. So everyone else good with the 11th?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the first of Ramadan. I'll be good with it.
Can we eat ramen?
You can if you want.
I'm
Okay.
not touching this with a 10-foot pole, gentlemen. Could I have a motion, Nate, on 7.2 and 7.3?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we review monthly abatements and adjustment list and review and approve the end of month reports and bill payable warrants out of session.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call vote. Todd Melanson, aye.
Nathan Madala, aye.
Everyone, this ends the meeting. Thank you so much. Again, I apologize for my computer being blurry. And I will see you all next month. All right. You guys, even though the snow is going to be less, everybody be okay.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adjourn the Water Commissioners meeting.
Thank you. Motion second. Motion's made and seconded. Roll call vote. Todd Melanson, aye.
Nathan Madala, aye.